I have with me the AICC General Secretary, Mr. Digvijaya Singh, to talk about the churning in the Congress and a lot more. Digvijaya Singh ji, in the wake of this resounding defeat that your party has suffered, there were expectations that there'd be some introspection. We haven't heard much in terms of introspection, but we do, what we hear from different leaders is somebody like Mr. A.K. Antony, who's never spoken in the past. He says that the Congress party's pro-minority tilt is alienating the majority community and creating the impression that you are batting only for the minorities.
Javed, you must also go back in the history. In 1977, both Mrs. Indira Gandhi and Mr. Sanjay Gandhi lost their elections. And the then Janata Party government was determined to send them to jail on fake issues. This time, both Mrs. Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi have won the election.
And nobody is sending you to jail.
And no one, of course, there is no issue of why should they be sent to jail. They have not violated any act. Earlier also, during Mrs. Indira Gandhi also time, no one had violated the law.
What's the point you're making?
The point I'm trying to make is, we have the capacity to bounce back. Now, as far as what Mr. Antony has said, and Mr. Antony is heading a group which is talking to all the state leaders, most of the members of parliament who have won or lost the election, and doing an introspection as per the guidelines given to them by Congress President. And once that this thing is over, some action will be taken. Now, as far as the Antony ji's statement about the secularism being seen as appeasement of the minorities is something which the BJP and the RSS propaganda has probably been able to convince the people. But the fact remains, the Congress party...
But now Mr. Antony is saying it.
This is what I'm saying. The Congress party has been fighting against religious fundamentalists of either Hinduism or Islam or Sikh or whatever. We have always fought these religious fundamentalists, and therefore this it is a failure on our part that we could not give the message of secularism, which means respect to all religions.
Failure on your part, your inability to convince the electorate, the people. But what about senior leaders like Mr. A.K. Antony? He doesn't seem to be convinced. He doesn't buy into what you're saying.
This is exactly...
The point he's made is that because you all are leaning on one side, so obviously it's your definition of secularism or your allegiance to secularism is under suspect.
Certainly not. Congress party has been equidistant from majoritism and minoritism. We sincerely believe that...
Let me contest that claim right away.
One second, let me explain. In every developed society, minorities and social groups in the minorities are always given some kind of a protection. Whether it's the US is concerned or the UK is concerned, all developed countries, even developing democracies, have created some kind of a protection to the minorities, and it is there in our constitution.
So therefore you believe that what Mr. Antony is saying is incorrect?
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm trying to say is, what he
is either correct or incorrect.
No, what he has said is that this impression has gone. It's not that it is fact. The impression has gone that our version of secularism is minority appeasement.
Do you agree with that impression or not?
That impression...
Do you believe that you all have erred on the side?
No, we have not erred, but BJP and the Sangh has been successful in creating that hype.
No, but don't you think, every time on the eve of elections when you announce a quota for Muslims, it is not permissible under the constitution. But let me finish. It has time and again been struck down by the courts. You did that on the eve of UP elections. You've done that now on the eve of elections in Maharashtra, knowing fully well that this will not stand scrutiny of law.
I would like to correct you, Javed Bhai. the reservation to the Muslims has been given under the backward class quota, socially, educationally backward quota.
The courts have
And no court has struck down that order as yet. No court. They have stayed the order. They have not cancelled the order. Now, you have to understand the Muslims, number of communities among the Muslims are getting reservation benefit under the Mandal Commission, which has not been challenged. So, no new Muslim is being sort of included in the reservation quota. This is one angle. Second is that of Ranganath Commission report, in which all Muslims who are under the who have got the family this thing of scavenging, unfortunately by a cabinet order in 1950, by a government geo, they sort of disallowed any reservation of the Dalit Christians and Dalit Muslims, which was wrong, because after all they are also doing the same work which the Hindu scavengers are doing.
So what you're saying, if what you're saying is correct, that this is out of genuine concern, why do you wait for the eve of elections? You were in power at the center for 10 years. You all have been in government in Maharashtra for over 10 years. Why wait till the 11th hour before announcing? It's obviously a ploy.
I can't speak up for what has happened in Maharashtra, but yes, in Government of India, this issue has been pending for a long time, and in Government of India, we have not declared a subcategorization of the minorities in the backward class as it had been done in UP, not in the
You know what the Minorities Affairs Minister Najma Abdullah says? She says this is nothing but appeasement, an attempt to fool Muslims. Muslims don't need reservation, they need skill training.
You know, first of all, I contest Najma ji's point. She says that only minorities in this country are Parsis.
No, I'm talking specifically of this issue of reservations.
As far as reservations concerned, Javed bhai, the Government of India and the UP government, the Karnataka government, the Kerala government, the Andhra Pradesh governments have given subcategorization under the OBC category on the basis of socially, educationally backward classes, not on the basis of religion.
You know, it's not just the question of religion. I've spoken to a lot of people from the Muslim community, and they believe they're very unhappy with this fact, because they know, every time you make an announcement, it raises hopes and then it leads to disillusionment because the courts never allow it to happen. It's done at the 11th hour. It also alienates them vis-a-vis the majority community, because they are looked upon as people. Don't you believe that comments like Osama ji that you made, comments like what
again, I have explained it so many times. I'm sorry, Javed bhai, that you are again bringing out this issue of Osama ji. I had said this in a sense of sarcasm. Never, and I was the only one. I was the only one who condemned the statement of Imam Bukhari when he praised Osama bin Laden.
And then
I also at the same time, if you see that clip which I gave in Banaras, the statement I gave Banaras, I said I congratulate Americans for having eliminated one of the dreaded terrorists in the world.
You criticized Imam Bukhari.
Yes.
Your Congress president went and met him and solicited his help to seek votes. Now, the point I'm making.
She never sought his help for votes. She had a cup of tea with him, that's all.
The meeting was not to inquire about his health, certainly.
Maybe, how do you know was there a statement from the Congress party?
Okay. Digvijay ji, you would agree that when your Prime Minister, Dr. Manmohan Singh, makes comments like Muslims have the first right over national assets.
He never said Muslims, he said minorities.
Minorities. Obviously, the other people outside is going to feel aggrieved. This is cumulative. Perhaps what Mr. Anthony said was that it's a cumulative effect of all these things. You set up a Sachar committee to find out and suggest means for the upliftment of minorities.
Yes.
But why not about the poor across religions?
That we have done. Tell me, we have started so many schemes for the poor in this country below the poverty line. There are so many different schemes. It is not only for Muslims or not for minorities. It is for every section of society.
But why is it that people, you're generally only associated with one community? When the BJP attacks you for pandering to or appeasing the Muslims, it strikes a chord with the people. Why is it? Obviously, there must be a grain of truth to that, no?
It's not, they have not done it for the first time. They have been sort of attacking the Congress party even before the independence. The Sangh and the Hindu Mahasabha were continuously attacking Mr. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, attacking Mahatma Gandhi for appeasing the Muslims. So it's not new. And they have, I must say, it is to our discredit that we were not able to convince the people of this country that what they are saying is not good for the country, and they could sort of convince the people of this country that the way the Muslim population is growing, the Muslims may become majority, which is absolutely not correct, because as the demographic profile, if you study the demographic profile, even the Muslim rate of population is decreasing, it's not increasing.
That may be so, but then what prompts somebody as senior as A.K. Antony to say what he says?
He says that impression has gone.
And do you agree with
the BJP?
Do you agree with his assessment that impression has gone?
The BJP, yes, the BJP has successfully created an environment that the Congress party's definition of secularism means appeasement to the Muslims, while the Congress party's definition of secularism means respect to all religions.
Digvijaya Singh ji, this brings me to my next question. Yesterday you made a comment with regards to Mr. Rahul Gandhi, your vice president, saying that he doesn't have it in his temperament to rule, and this has stirred a hornet's nest.
You see,
what exactly did you mean?
You see, Mr. Rahul Gandhi is basically, he feels very strongly against all kinds of injustice, and he is a fighter for the cause. He takes up issues. He is not hankering for power. He could have become the Prime Minister of this country. Whenever he desired, he could have become a minister in the central cabinet. But like he quoted Mrs. Sonia Gandhi to say when he took the post of vice president, that she had told him that power is like a poison. And this is what he strongly feels about. So he is not hankering for power. He is a man who has his own vision, who has his own ideology, and the Congress ideology, and he strongly feels to fight for the downtrodden, the underprivileged.
But it is seen as a vote of no confidence in his leader.
Certainly not. It's not. I've been, you know, Javed bhai, I never go back never go back on my words. I sincerely.
That maybe you've had to revise your opinion.
No,
following the string of reverses that you've suffered.
No, certainly not. Why don't you give him a credit of winning the election in 2004? Why don't you give the credit to Mrs. Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi to when we won in 2009?
No, they were given credit.
No, but when they were giving credit, so discredit also. So why we want to play up only one thing?
No, what has Rahul Gandhi done?
They have accepted the fact that they are responsible, they are accountable. It's not that they are shying away from that.
No, but what are the correctives?
The correctives you shall see in the near future.
You know, all the other parties who suffered reverses have made changes, are seen to be doing something. Your party is still pondering over, and it would, anybody who knows how the Congress party works would have predicted. You did the same in 1999, 98 when you lost the elections. You set up the Antony committee. It's history repeating itself.
And we won in 2004.
And then now that you've lost in 2014, this was the joke going around before the elections, because most people knew what the results would be, that the only corrective action that will be taken is to put Mr. Antony in charge of an introspection committee.
Yeah.
What has changed from 99 to now?
It has changed to the effect that in 99 his report came, and 2004 we won the election.
So based on the recommendations you won the election?
To a certain extent.
What ails? What do you think the top 1, 2, 3 things that the Congress leadership needs to do to put the party back on rails?
Let the Antony committee report come.
Mr. Digvijaya Singh, you're never short of words or opinion on issues. Why is the sudden reticence?
No, there is no reticence on my part. But when Congress president is given this task to Mr. Antony, so let him come out with the report.
You know, you've worked very closely with Rahul Gandhi, and you've always been espousing you've been in the forefront saying that he should come and take over the leadership. What has he learned in the 10 years that he's been in politics, which leads you to believe that he has it in him to lead the Congress party out of the morass that it finds itself in?
First of all, he sincerely believes in democratic functioning of the Congress
So
organization.
do many congressmen,
Yes.
including you.
Yes. So therefore,
What sets him apart?
He has set up the democratization process from starting from Youth Congress and NSUI to the maybe he would like to do it in the parent Congress committee. So therefore, and
There are a lot of people who believe that the Youth Congress elections are responsible for that organization becoming moribund.
No, it's not the elections. It is because of the disconnect between the parent organization and the Youth Congress NSUI, and also the lack of political, I would say, task given to them. Because he is planning on a long-term strategy for making a cadre-based party for the Congress, and NSUI Youth Congress boys all over the country are slowly coming into the scene. In fact, in Madhya Pradesh, most of the MLAs who have won are from the Youth Congress.
Yeah, but that very well. But have you been able to drive home the point? This Vyapam, the scandal that is broken out in.
Exactly.
Doesn't it reflect on the inability of the Congress party?
No, we have been crying hoarse since last 4 years.
But you haven't been able to take advantage of this.
Because the media doesn't report. I'm telling you,
we report facts.
That is what I'm saying. You took their version as fact and our version as fiction. That is my grouse and my.
Don't blame it on the media.
Of course, I'm going to make because I have spoken about this so many times. I held a press conference especially for Vyapam, and they put a complete blank on Vyapam.
Where does this? Is there a smoking gun, and where does this lead to? Who does this lead to?
The fact, Javed Bhai, is that the Chief Minister is totally responsible to allow the Vyapam scam to grow. He was fully aware of what is happening.
Is he involved? Is his wife involved, or people close to him? Are they involved?
If the investigation is free and fair and impartial, if it is taken to the logical end, then Mr. Shivraj Singh Chauhan cannot save himself. You must understand what has happened.
So what are you all proposing? What do you, as a leader, as former Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh and as somebody who is still very active there in politics, how do you propose to take this forward?
First of all, so big a scam as what has happened is taking place under the nose of the Chief Minister. He doesn't know about it. Can anyone believe it? When lists have been sent from the Chief Minister's office to favor certain candidates, which is there on the record. Now it is for the STF, which is investigating the whole case under the supervision of the Honorable High Court, to take it to its logical end. And I am absolutely certain Mr. Lakshmikant Sharma and Mr. Sudhir Sharma is still absconding. He is the brain behind the whole operation. He is one man who had nothing in 2004, and he has got now assets worth more than 4,000 crores. And all this
are there any linkages that you?
Total linkage to the Chief Minister, to Lakshmikant Sharma and some of the RSS leaders.
Digvijaya Singh ji, thank you very much for taking time out and speaking to us.
Thank you.